Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I dive to this lesson, I'd like to give our honor and our glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwakadash, the bonds of great minister and other apostles for teaching root well, and for the sincere Akim that's out there pushing this truth and sincerity, keep doing so, and for the sincere Aquathium that's out there roasting their husbands, being a pillar of rest, keep doing so, okay? And a heart of shalom to the hopeful elect that scatter abroad, okay? So this lesson is basically going over famine, because we talk about these things, because why you need to know. Because if you don't know, you're going to be that guy that's stuck out there starving to death, okay? So this lesson, we're going go into this article, okay? And it says, America is now facing a shortage on poultry, okay? If you don't know what poultry is basically birds like chicken, quail and stuff like that. That's poultry. And it says, a new report from Bloomberg News on Thursday titled Fried Chicken Craze is causing U.S. to run low on poultry has raised concerns not just for chicken wings and fried chicken, but for shortages of poultry together. Restaurant franchises Bojangles just recently posted a recent tweet about their tenders. We're experiencing a system-wide shortage, but they will be back soon, according to the report. Fast food executives are reporting that they are struggling to stock enough chicken, nuggets, tenders, wings, patties, all shapes and sizes to keep pace with the demand. Demand for the new sandwich has been so strong that coupled with the general tightening in the domestic chicken supply, our main challenge has been keeping up with that demand, said Dave Gibbs, CEO of Yum Brands, whose KFC restaurants recently rolled out a new fried chicken sandwich. The chairman of the CEO of Wingstop, Charles Morrison, said this week that suppliers are struggling just as many in our industry are to hire people across chicken, thus placing unexpected pressure on the number of birds that can be processed and negatively affecting the supply of all parts of the chicken in the U.S., not just wings. Okay, so, hey, this is a reason why, why if you try to order from Wingstop or, some kind of place and they tell you, oh, we have a shortage on such and such right now, we'll let you know when we get some more back in because, hey, they can't even meet the supply demand, they are running short. Ultimately, the Lord is causing this to happen. The next, it's gonna be about beef, the cows, then you swine lovers are gonna get the same, but you ain't supposed to be eating that shit anyway. But the Lord is literally breaking the staff of bread here, because that's why I made a lesson going over the famine. But it's we got to retouch on this so you can understand, like, hey, the Lord is getting busy out here. He's raising judgments out here, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the scriptures, okay? Ezekiel Chapter 5 and verse 16. And it reads and it says, when I shall send upon them the evil's arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So let's keep on reading, verse 17. So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee, and I Yahweh has spoken it. Okay, so the whole point is the Lord is going to break that staff of bread. What is that staff of bread? Your food, okay? The Lord is going to bring all that to naught, okay? It's not going to be no more you being able to go to the store and get some chicken like that so easily. It's going to be hard for you to get some chicken, man. It's going to be very, very hard for you to get some, man, okay? That's why you need to make sure you getting right with the Lord so you don't get destroyed by a famine. Because I remember going to the article basically going over what happens when you are starving, okay? Your body starts to eat itself, okay? But the reason why I'm bringing this up, just because the shortage on chicken don't mean there's going to be a shortage on anything else. It is. It is going to be a shortage on everything else, okay? Let's go ahead and go into Ezekiel 14 Ezekiel 14 and verse 13. And it says, Son of man, when the land sinned against me by trespassing grievously, then will I stretch out my hand upon it and will break the staff of bread thereof, and will send the famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it. Okay? So the Lord is coming to send the famine upon this land, especially Babylon the Great. Because America, you're by itself, it's a lot of unhealthy eating here, So that's why you see a lot of overweight people. But if you're going over to these third world countries, man, they going through it, especially ham. They don't got no food for real. But that's finna soon come to America in full-fledged, It's gonna look like a third world country over here. People gonna be fighting each other for food, killing each other for food, That's what Second Ezra's talk about. A man should not regard his neighbor, roughly paraphrasing it, So if you want to continue to be rebellious against the Lord, and don't want to hearken, hey man, you're gonna be that guy in that day where you are starving and your stomach touching your back, Just going ahead against Ecclesiastes chapter 29, because famine is a spirit. I think it's 39, Salaki. It says, all these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they have poured out their force and appeased the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance, okay? So famine is a spirit, okay? Famine is a spirit. And the Lord gonna send that spirit down here, to disrupt everything, You got a shortage on poultry, which is your chicken. Jake go crazy over some chicken, man. Jake go crazy over some chicken. You wonder why the demand for the chicken is high, and they can't even meet it because why? The Lord is bringing a famine now. There's already talking about gas shortages. The Lord is literally plaguing this place, destroying it from the inside out. And ultimately, the end all be all is the destruction. The ICBM missiles, okay? And this is what's going to be happening when that famine go into full-fledged, okay? Going to Second Esdras, chapter 16. Bear with me. Salakia, let me get this too. This is at Second Esdras chapter 6 and verse 22, and it says, and suddenly shall the sowing places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Okay, so that's why when you go into these stores, you barely see anything on the shelf, as in food-wise. You barely see anything on the shelf. Because why? Hey, it's a famine coming, They even talked about a famine coming, It's nothing they can do at this point to save America, because America is through, Stu. It's through, okay? But this is what I wanted to get, basically what's going to happen, when all this start kicking off real severely. Here we go right here. This is Second Esdras chapter 15 and verse 19. And it says that man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for the great tribulation. Okay, so hey, that's letting you know, like, hey, your friend, your Edomite neighbor, Bob or Joe, gonna be knocking on your door, man, And when you open that door, he probably might have a gun aiming at your head, telling you, give me everything, And you going to be thinking in a day, dang, I ain't know he's going to do that to me. I thought we was friends, You know, even some of these jakes gonna be getting a little rude, getting a little ruthless out here. You know, that's why the Lord spoke about these things to come. You know, a man should not have pity upon his neighbor. Okay, so Lord, willing this lesson is edifying, I'd like to give our honor and our glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwakadash, double honors to the great minister, elder apostle, will teach and rule well, and for the sincere Akim that's out there pushing this truth and sincerity, keep doing so, and for the sincere Aquathium that's out there representing husbands, being a pillar of rest, keep doing so. Till next time, till next video, Shalom, Kram Yasharallah, Abad Abal.